Brought to you by Lone Star Texas Grill, home of big, bold tastes and Texas-sized fun, located on 251 Ontario Street.
Queen's University is the only campus in all of North America that has a student-run non-academic disciplinary system. On May 30th, 2011, a coroner's report was released that pertained to an alcohol-related student death. This event led some to believe that student discipline should be taken out of the hands of the students. Queen's TV News investigates what is non-academic student discipline and who is in control of it. To better understand the idea behind a student-run system, we sat down with Doug Johnson, president of the AMS.
So the non-academic discipline system is a system that the AMS has run for well over 100 years now. And the way it works, it's a restorative system, and it's peers addressing the actions of peers. So we don't look, it's not punitive, we're not looking to punish students, we're looking to build upon the decisions that they've made. There are several different sanctions that the AMS can implement, everything from bonds to educational essays. So it's much more of an educational and restorative tool and not a punitive one.
To gain further insight into the debate, we interviewed Principal Woolf, who sits on the University Council and the Senate.
I think we agreed with the AMS that there were certainly some improvements that could be made to the system, particularly in terms of developing, for example, a database to better track complaints and follow through, to clarify some of the processes whereby cases get referred by campus security. And it's important to state, I think, that there have been discussions about improving the NAD going back several years, so they've been underway for some time. Like any system, while there's a great deal of stability to it, there are always improvements that can be made.
The AMS wholeheartedly stands behind the philosophy of a peer-administered system. To us, it's so important that students are disciplining students and students are holding one another accountable for their actions. So ever since the get-go, ever since this process started, one of our I guess, non-starters was that we would lose any control over the system. So throughout this process, and you'll notice in this document as well, once you get your eyes on it, that there was sort of an interim protocol where authority, there was a gray line in authority, what cases the university could handle, what cases the AMS could handle, and we found that the administration was sort of stepping over that bound and taking over some cases that we, for the past 100 and some odd years, have been dealing with. So one of the main objectives of this document was to clear up that authority, and we found that we haven't lost any authority at all. Students have now, if not more, by clearing up that sort of boundary, that gray area. It's now very clear what and when the provost or the administration can deal with a case and when the AMS can deal with a case.
One of the distinguishing features of Queen's is its student-run non-academic discipline system, and that we wanted to preserve the spirit and the substance of that. I would say the AMS has been very, very forthcoming in advising us on things that they think they can do to improve the system, again, by way of the database and follow-up and so forth. We've been very, very, very clear that we have no interest at all in changing the spirit and substance of the system. We just want to make it work better for all students. Well, I don't know that anything is ever final in such a system. I don't anticipate any further major changes, apart again from one or two outstanding issues that SONAD will be discussing. But like any system that goes back 100 years, it is in a constant state of evolution. There's an old saying, the law should be stable but never stand still, and I think the NAD is an excellent example of that, and it is strong because people have been prepared to tinker with it over the years to make improvements while respecting the original insight, I think, that created such a distinctive system in the first place.
After much time and debate, it's been decided that the AMS, our student government, will remain responsible for non-academic student discipline at Queen's. This has been Jordan Benatar reporting for Queen's TV News.